A lot of people talk about buying a business, and very few people will tell you what it's like after you buy the business and actually running the day-to-day. So I'm here to tell you a few steps as someone who's bought and sold multiple companies. The first thing you need to do before you even start looking to buy a company is you need to identify and start to write down what's your ideal situation. Are you an owner-operator? Are you passive? Are you semi-active? Are you strategy? What are the sandbox, so to speak, of what you like to play in? So for me, I like to be technology. I like to do anything software related. I like to be the hiring and firing of the leaders. I really am passionate about that part. I like to do some of the financial stuff. So kind of like a CFO, but more of a fractional CFO. And then that's really it. And so whatever I go then look at when I'm analyzing a business, I have that lens of perspective on, right? So for you guys, what is that? Do you want to do sales, marketing? Do you want to do nothing? All of those are feasible, but now with that lens of perspective, you're now going to go analyze deals. So every deal is going to be different. So every situation is going to be different. So then what you're doing is saying, my North Star is the situation I want. Here's the situation that business offers today. How do I close that gap? So you close that gap a couple of ways. You close that gap by spending money and hiring people. You close that gap by keeping the seller on for a certain period of time. You close that gap by then providing your time for a finite amount of time until you close that gap. Those are really the main ways. And so with that, you're now going to go into each deal and you're going to look at what's the North Star that I want that shouldn't change, to what the situation currently is in that business, and how do I close it? So you're going to model that out. Do I need a project manager? Do I need a sales rep? How am I replacing the seller? Or how am I getting this business to the amount of hours I want? And is there enough cash flow in the business to do so? If the answer is no, I pass. If the answer is yes, then I keep going. I keep pursuing. So for me, again, I shared with you guys the kind of situation I'm looking for as far as the skills that I bring. Time-wise, I don't want to be doing more than 5 to 10 hours a week, but I know that that's not feasible most of the time right out of the gate. So what am I willing to do? So what I'm willing to do is for the first 30 days, 60 and 90 days, I have different amounts of time that I commit to it. First 30 days, I'm there more often, maybe a few days a week. For 60 days, I'm starting to roll back a little bit less as I learn more about the business. And by day 90, my expectation is that I've learned enough to start hiring the right people so that I can start to roll back my hours to that 5 to 10 a week. And so that's really key. Before you even get started searching, you should really map that out. What is your ideal North Star situation? Start to think about that. When you buy a business, you're not buying a job where you have to do things you don't want to do. That's the whole purpose of doing it, is time freedom. Financial freedom as well. So if you guys have any questions on that, let me know, but follow these and I'll keep talking about some of these today as how to implement post-close strategies into your search strategy today to make sure that you're not buying something that doesn't fit the situation you're looking for.